Hey there, my name is Justin Hanley, and today I'm going to talk to you about what kind of lessons you can learn from milking a cow. And I'm walking down right now to milk a cow. Her name's Buttercup, and this isn't anything fancy. I'm just using my iPhone. I don't have a video crew, and I want you to know that because it might be a little bit of a choppy video, but I'm going to share some really amazing business ideas that you can pick up from what it's like to milk a cow. And if you sign up on the side of this page for further tips, I'm going to go real in depth on all of the different things that I talk about here today. So stick with me. Now, the first thing you've got to do is find yourself a cow. And in business, that would be your target market. And if you take a look, I'm just going to show you here, somebody left the gate open. And so Buttercup is out and about, and she's somewhere back in these bushes over here. Now, there's a couple ways to go about doing this. One is I could go back in the bushes and wander around till I find her. The other is, right here, see I've got some corn in a little dish. And so, the other thing I can do is just go like this with the corn, shake it around, make some noise, and Buttercup will come right to me. And that is called inbound marketing, or targeted lead generation. Now, I can hear her coming, and I'm just going to keep watching over here. I can actually see her. I don't know if you can on the camera. She's back in the bushes. And she heard me shaking the grain around. And so you need some grain for your business. First of all, you got to know who your target market is, because without a cow, there is no milk, right? So you got to know that you got something. And she's like, what's going on? I'm not coming over there. He's got a camera. Here's Buttercup. Meet Buttercup. But you need some grain. You need some good inbound marketing techniques, and your business will come right to you. You won't have to go out and find them in the woods. All right, I'm going to turn this off for a sec. Now, before you ever get started in business, you want to have a clean slate to work on. And so here I am. I've come to milk the cow. The very first thing that I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to pick up her shit because I don't want that in my milk. So I'm going to grab this here shovel, and I'm going to clean out this barn. And I don't think that I can actually run a video while I do that, but that is the first thing you want to do in your business as well. Is you want to make sure you've got a clean slate. You're not bringing any baggage or stupid things along. You really want to be able to capture momentum in a business. You want to be able to move as soon as you're ready, and you don't want anything falling in. You want to have a really good, clean business. And so I'm going to talk about that a bit more in future videos, but for now I'm actually just going to go ahead and shovel out this stall. Now, you also don't want to forget the details. So I went ahead and I cleaned out the stall. I've got a nice clean stall, and I got Buttercup. I brought her over with my corn, and I've got her now tied up in there, ready to milk. And I'm going to wash her down now as well. I've got this comb here, and so first I brush her down, and that gets the hair off her, so that, there you go, hi Buttercup. You know, that gets the hair off her so that I don't get any hair in my milk, and I get right underneath the tummy, because, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm going to push her around a bit, and do the other side here. And, you know, this is about the details. So I did the big picture, and now I'm doing the details, and I'm combing her down. I don't want to miss any spots because I also don't want hair in my milk. And so in business, this is something that you should pay attention to as well. There's the big picture, right? You can clean your slate, you can figure out your market, but also make sure you pay attention to the details. There's details in almost every situation that you got to think about. So, you know, I've done that, and then I'm going to go one step farther. I'm going to go I've brought down a bucket of hot water with a wet rag, and so I actually, you know, I'm going to take that as well, and I'm going to go ahead and wash her udders off so that I've got a totally clean surface, right? So I've attracted my business, I've cleaned my plates, I've cleaned my business model, and I've paid attention to the details of my business model to make sure that the first squeeze I'm going to get milk that I can keep. And that's your cash, you know. So all of this preparation work, which really applies to business, is about making sure that as soon as you're ready to bring that cash in, you can bring it in fast and you don't have to worry about, oh, I missed a spot. You want to clean up really good in advance so that you've got a great business to go, so that when you're going, the money's coming in and you're not having to worry about it. Okay, so I've done all that. I've cleaned up and I've made sure that I've got a cow. So I've got a market to serve. I've got a clean business slate. Now I got to get rid of the competition. So here you go. I'm going to introduce you. This is Cassie. That is Buttercup's mom, and that's Juniper. That's Buttercup's sister. And they're going to want to be eating when I feed Buttercup, who's over there now in her clean stall. And they're going to want to be eating, and so are these goats here. And I don't want them interrupting me and bustling around, and because a cow needs to be still to milk. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a bit of hay and I'm going to feed these guys. And that is going to get rid of my competition. And this is something you really want to think about in business, because a lot of people think they have to eradicate the competition. I prefer to think, keep the competition happy, work with the competition, love the competition, and the competition will get out of your way and let you do what you need in your business. So I'm going to feed these guys, and then I'm going to grab a bit of hay and take it over to Buttercup and give her some food so that she's distracted while I milk. Now, I've gone over just right over there and I've picked some grass as well. So I'm going to give Buttercup some hay, but I'm also going to give her some fresh grass. And the reason why is that she's giving me milk. And in this analogy, the milk is our money. The milk is what we're going to get out of the business, right? It's what we want. And so what I brought Buttercup over with corn, and she really wanted that. So she came running up to me, and she let me put a lead on her and tie her to a wall. And now I'm going to feed her, and she's going to stand there while I get my milk. She's just going to be happy, and she's going to do it because she's also got fresh grass. And I saved some of the corn. I didn't actually feed it all to her. I gave her a little handful, and I'm going to give her more corn when she's done. So she knows that she's going to be really well rewarded for letting me milk. And you got to treat your customers like that as well. So your customers, you want to entice them with a great offer, and you want to fulfill on that great offer, right? So if you shake the corn around, you got to give her the corn. But then I'm also going to give her hay. I'm also going to give her fresh grass. So she's going to get all of these treats just for standing still for about 30-40 minutes while I milk. And that's a lesson to take into your business, to your customers. Make sure that you don't just entice them with something great, but you actually give them something great. And then give them more great things you didn't even tell them about. Just keep giving them great things. Your customers will love you. You'll have a long-term business. You'll stay around longer. All right, now I'm going to go feed her and get started milking. You also want to have the right tools to do your job. So I'm going to go milk now, and I've just got right here 2 milk crates, and I've got a stainless steel bucket. Now the bucket's going to catch the milk, and the milk crate, one's for me to sit on, one's for me to put the bucket on. Makes it a whole lot easier to milk. Now you can milk kneeling down and with the bucket on the ground, but it's a lot harder. It's more likely to get kicked over. It's more likely for her to pick up her foot and get dirt in the bucket, and then you don't really want to drink the milk. So get your tools together. You want to be properly prepared. That bucket is washed, it's clean. I've got everything that I need, and I've got more I'll show you later. I've come with all the tools that I need to do this job, to get my milk, to not spill it, and to make sure that it's as comfortable for me as possible. You know, those chairs are just a crutch, but sometimes business crutches are what you need. You want to automate your business. You want to make your business as easy as possible. So anything that you can get to do that is great. And I'm going to share some of the tools that I use to run my business in later videos, but today I'm milking a cow. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go on in and get some milk. So here I am, and I'm going to milk. And I hope you can see me. I just rested my phone on the fence, and I tried to check my angles so that you could see me pretty good and that you could hear me, and I hope that's the case. Now I've sat down to milk, and because I prepared, because I brought the right tools, I'm comfortable, the milking's easy, you know, she's sitting here eating, she's not bothering me at all, and I am getting what I want out of this, which is milk. And I'm just going to take a second to talk about this because what I'm teaching right now is what I call the freedom model. And the freedom model for me isn't about having a ton of money, because a lot of people that have a ton of money aren't very free. They're tethered to a lot of things. And the big thing for me in life is freedom. I like to be able to do what I want. I like to be able to do it when I want. And I like for my business to enable that and not hinder it. And some people would ask me, I get paid $100 to $250 an hour, depending, to do consulting work. Why would I come milk a cow when I could buy a gallon of milk for $2.50? And the answer to that, well, there's a couple answers. One is you should visit rawmilk.com. If you really don't know the answer to that, you should visit rawmilk.com and read a little bit about raw milk and pasteurized milk and the situation with allergies in the world today. I've got 2 kids. I've got a 4-year-old and a 9 or 10-month-old, and they both love milk. And I want them to grow strong. I want to feed them the best. I don't want to poison them with hormones and antibiotics and things that I don't even know what they put in. And the pasteurization process. Cows are an incredible animal. They actually create enzymes that help you break down milk. And when you pasteurize milk, you kill those enzymes, so you're much more likely to become allergic to milk over time because the milk isn't helping you break it down. And plus it's delicious, and it's great in a latte. But the second reason that I do this is because I like it. It's a meditation for me. I get to come down, I get to know I'm nourishing my family, and I get to hang out and have quiet time where I'm not online or on the phone after a busy day. It's a real way that helps me wind down from work. And that's what you want to be able to do. You don't want to have to think, oh man, I could go buy milk for $2. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to have an extra hour to work so I can make $10. No, that's not the freedom model. The freedom model is that you do what you want to do, and your business runs itself, and you don't have to worry about it too much because you know that you've got your ducks in a row. You know you've got the right tools. You know you've got a clean slate. You know you've got a good market. So you don't have to be sitting around stressing out about your business. You let your business run itself, and you do what you want to do, which in this case is get a little quiet time and hang out with Buttercup here, who's a super cool being, and get some really good raw milk for my family so that they can be nourished and healthy. And that's what is really important. I haven't really introduced myself, but I run a company called 4D Media Lab, and for the last 13 years, it was called Narasopa Media. I just recently rebranded it. And we're a web design and marketing company, and I actually got into this industry because I'm a touring musician, and at that point I was writing for an internationally touring theater, and we were traveling all over the world, and I couldn't hold the job down. And so I thought, hey, well, if I can do something online, I can make this work, and I did. And so for 13 years, I have not really had a job. I've mostly done contract work, sold my own products, sold other people's products. I've done tens of millions of dollars in sales in the last couple of years for myself and my clients, and it's enabled me to tour with my band, to travel with my family. I live out here in the country on 20 acres, and we have satellite internet. We don't even have cell service out here. And some people are like, how can you run an internet business and not be connected? But it's not about being connected. It's about setting things up right so that you don't have to be connected. You don't want people harassing you all the time. You don't want to have to be on email and on the phone all the time. You want to have your systems take care of that, and you want to talk to the people and write to the people who are really important. And so that's what I'm going to share over the next couple of weeks here, and with more videos that are probably going to be more about business and less about a cow. I'm going to go back over these techniques and the ideas that I'm talking about here today. I'm going to show you how you can implement them in your business, or if you don't have a business, how you can actually get in to a freedom-based online model. So that's about that. I guess I'm going to stop the camera for a minute and finish up milking here. And now got myself a bucket of milk, and I've got a couple of jars here, and that's a strainer. I've got to strain it into those jars. Now, it's not ideal. I normally use half-gallon ball jars. They have a little bit of a bigger top, but we actually are getting so much milk these days that I ran out, and so I'm using these half-gallon jugs here. So I've got to be pretty careful when I pour the milk in, and you strain it to get out any hair, any dirt that did get in, even though I cleaned everything down. So you got really nice pure milk. And again, as the neighbors turn on some crazy loud music. I don't know how far away they are, but it's floating right down here. You could probably hear that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to strain this milk. Now, this is where skill comes in, and you do need to have some skills. You know, it's not like you're going to go and create a $1 million business overnight with absolutely no skill set. It just doesn't happen. And in this case, my skill is pouring milk out of a bucket, and I'm spilling a bit because I'm not that good at it. And if I was running a $1 million business, I guarantee you I would have figured out how to bring myself the half-gallon jugs, because it would have been worth it. Because I've probably spilled a year's salary of somebody right now. You know, it's less than a glass of milk for me. But if this was business, it would be a big loss. And so you got to learn skills. Like if you lift up the strainer a bit higher, you can actually see the stream better and get more in. And these are the kind of things that I'm going to be teaching in the videos over the next few weeks. You know, what are the skills that you need to have? Because you don't need to have every skill. You can always get help for a lot of things. You can outsource work, and there's a lot of talented folks out there who are willing to help. But you do need to have some skills of your own, and you need to practice. If you're not good at them, you just practice, and practice makes perfect. Now, putting the milk in the bottle is kind of like fulfillment. And I just actually went inside and I washed up all the dishes. And all of this is the delivery process. So once you've attracted your market and you've got the business, right, then you've really got to deliver. So you got to think about things like, how am I going to get the milk home? You know, and how am I going to make sure that I get to keep milking? Because another great secret here is that this is not my cow. This is my neighbor's cow. So I walk down to the neighbor's place to go milk, and I get all my milk. That's a joint venture right there. That is exactly what a joint venture means. It means that you make agreements with other people where you do something for them and they do something for you. So right now the neighbors, they're down in town. There's a farmer's market today. They're getting some food that they need, and they get a break from milking, and I get milk. And this is how business really works. And so the last thing you want to do, right, if you remember correctly, is over-deliver to your market. And so I'm going to head right over here, and I've got the corn that I didn't feed Buttercup earlier. I gave her a taste of it to get her to come in. And I'm going to give her the corn now. And I'm going to, she's loving that, see? And I'm going to let her go because she's not going anywhere now. She is a client for life. She's not going to run away back to the field because she's got her corn, she got hay, she got grass, she's happy. And I'm going to just close the gates in and keep her in here for the night so that she's safe. You know, so I take care of her and she takes care of me. And that's, again, that's how you want to be with your customers. And she's got space to roam. She's not just locked in that little pen. She can go way down into the fields there. But, you know, the relationship is, I'm out of breath. I've been milking and running around and trying to talk all at the same time. You know, the relationship is deliver something great, do it right, use the right tools, over-deliver once somebody has bought from you, has given you the proverbial milk, right? And you've got a really solid business. And so I hope you'll join me. I am going to, over the next 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, put videos out about most of the points I've talked about today. And so if you sign up on this page, I will send you an email as soon as those videos come out, and you're going to get some really great business training about how to live the freedom model. And you know, this is my view. This is my backyard, and that's my neighbor's house. And then I don't know if you can see it here. Let's see if we can get there. You know, that up there. Can't really see it. My house is up there somewhere. and I get to live here in rural New Mexico doing this beautiful stuff because I'm able to work on my own time, and I'm able to make enough to support this. Now, we're actually packing up and moving, and this summer we're going to be on tour. Like I said, I'm in a band. We're going to be in England for about 3 months on tour, playing some of the biggest festivals in England. It's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to that. And then when we come back in the fall, we're going to pick up our animals, and we're going to move to a little island off Puerto Rico. And that, to me, is the freedom model. I am free to do that. There's nothing tying me here. I've got friends, I've got people that I love, and it'll be sad to leave them, but I've got my family, and they're going to come with, and I know that I'm going to make new friends, and I'm going to expand my reach of friends around the world, and I'm going to get to live by the beach for a while, which I haven't done in a lot of years. And I hope that you'll join me, because I'm going to share with you exactly how I do all of this. There's no lack of space in the world for people to do great things, and for people to make money doing it, and for people to be free in their lives. And so I hope you'll join me, and I will see you on the other side. Hey, I almost forgot. I want to make one more point, which is that I did all of this on an iPhone by myself, holding the iPhone in my hand while I was walking around talking. It cost nothing. It costs what my iPhone costs, and most of you probably have a phone or a cheap camera that shoots video, or a friend who's got a phone or a cheap camera that shoots video. The tools of the internet trade are actually relatively cheap, and the other thing is that I'm not dressed like Superman. I'm sweating. I was out of breath. I'm not wearing a suit, you know, and it doesn't matter. I've done work for companies like Cisco and Netflix, and I've got a huge number, hundreds of small business clients that I've served over the years. And ultimately, the reason that my business has succeeded is because I'm honest and I'm integral, and I provide a really solid service. People don't care if I'm wearing a suit, and if they do, they're not my people. And so I just want to drive that home too, is that this is for everybody. You can be who you are. You can be who you can only dream that you could be. You can be that person, and you can do it. And it's not expensive. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in venture capital. I've never had a penny in business investment. And that's it. I just want you to know that you can do this. And so I hope you will join me, and I really look forward to seeing your business grow. And if you're not in business yet, your business grow as you get into it and you make something happen that's going to free you for your life and for your dreams. Alright, I'm gonna go take myself a nice iced coffee and edit some video.